Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Corner with the Conn Man on the Sports Wave Network. I am your host, the Conn Man. With me today, I was supposed to have as my guest, Mr. Flip Rose. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of some technical difficulties, but he is doesn't live too far away from me, so he may pop in at any second. But the reason why I wanted to have a Flip on the show is because he has gone through some tremendous adversity in his life, and I just felt that it would be important for him to come on and give his like his little speech, little sermon as to what he's been through. I mean, the man over the course of time has been incarcerated for 29 years. I mean, my man has gone through the thick and thin of life, and as you all know by now, a lot of times I do shows that I want to be able to make an impact and that are meaningful and not just sports. Although we're going to kick with some sports, absolutely. But sometimes I like to do things to make more of more of a importance. I think it plays things of importance. I've lost some very close people in my life, and it's been my mission to recognize others. And on Thanksgiving Eve, this past Thanksgiving Eve, matter of fact, I recognized about 23 what I felt was well-deserving individuals at the New Bedford Boys and Girls Club, which is unbelievable. Because to tell you the truth, what happened was I had a little argument with one of my guys, and he had said, "Man, I might come by the house." Went by the house, opened up a scrapbook, and in the scrapbook was a picture of my dad, who died when I was 17, by the way, and his boys. I said that would be a great idea. I said, "Come on, man, you got to do something." So I went to Robert Mendes of the New Bedford Boys and Girls Club. He was the executive director. I said, "Rob, can I do one? Can I just take one picture with my boys?" He said, "Yeah, Mike, go ahead." Well, needless to say, this past Thanksgiving made year number 38. 38 years in a row on Thanksgiving Eve. We get together. First, it was just the fellas. Then it was the fellas and the ladies. Then it was the young boys and young girls and the kids. And man, we even got animals coming up in there. You know what I mean? But it's a great thing. It's something because people come down for the holidays. It's something that they look forward to. I've been doing it for 38 years, and up to this date, my numbers might be a little bit off because I do have a little case of dementia, but I think I've given out over 300 recognition awards because that's where I feel it's very important to recognize others, even though they may not want to be recognized. But it's I don't know, something I've been doing for so long. I just feel it's a part of me, and every now and then it's good to get a little pat on the back. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing things not for that, but because you're doing things from the heart. And I think it's a great thing that these people do get recognized. And Flip was one of the individuals who gave a compelling speech. If he does come and pop in, I might have him do it as well because I feel it's very important, to see how you can still come out on the other side. You know what I mean? For a man who's been through what he's been through and to do the things he's doing now, he's doing so many great things in the community right now. I mean, he's doing toy drives, he's doing getting clothes for the homeless and feeding the homeless, and he's giving back, he's paying it forward. You know what I mean? And you would think someone in his capacity back in the day, that would be the last thing you would expect from an individual like him. But every now and then, like he's done about 3 or 4 of my shows, and every now and then I like to have him come on just to let people know how bad you may have it. There's always somebody worse. And again, he's been on my show a couple of times, but then every now and then, like when he gave that speech at the Boys and Girls Club, it was very, very touching. I mean, it was great. It was. Maybe I'll be able to play it for you. Hopefully, if I do, you'll see. We had a nice crowd. And again, we lost a lot of people, so it's tough to be honest with you. But doing this show, having my great producer Key Williams allowing me to do other things just besides sports. Although we all know how I am about sports. We all know we're gonna get into that anyway in a short time. But I was looking forward to having him come on. We tried. Sometimes with technology, things happen. I mean, we tried. We tried kicking it. We did our best, but as I told Key, I said I got a big mouth anyway, so I really don't like to talk too much, believe it or not. I'd rather have the guests do the talking and me just doing the listening. But what I can do while we're waiting on if he does decide to come by here, he should be by here around 5:30, which will be about 20 minutes. Um, is tomorrow night's guest, which is going to be phenomenal. I got a pro boxer. Well, as a matter of fact, he's up and coming amateur boxer, to be honest with you. His name is Justin Morales. Brother is bad. Brother is bad. I'm going to have him come on, and we're going to talk about his grind, his journey. I don't just do basketball, yo. So he's coming on tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. He's a young, up-and-coming fighter, and he has a lot to say. And I think you guys will be very impressed with him. And then next Thursday, I have Stephen Cooper, former great linebacker with the San Diego Chargers. He came on the show before, and of course, Key and I think it was Mike Samuel had to take over because I had little problems with my phone, and we didn't get to it. So, there's been a couple of times where things didn't go accordingly, mostly on my end. And what I try to do is try to correct that. So right now we got Flip, if he comes by here today. We got Justin Morales tomorrow. We got Stephen Cooper, San Diego Chargers, former linebacker. I think he played 8-9 years. Had a great career. He's from our way. He's from the Wareham, Mass, which is about 20 minutes here from New Bedford. Had a great, outstanding career. Won number 54, big brother, too. I guess we're going to have some stories. We're going to talk about that. How I brought him into the prison. That's a whole nother story. But we'll talk about that next Thursday. And then next Friday, I have Drew Dweller. You can look him up. Professional boxer again. And what he's been doing now, if you look up, he's been giving a lot of boxing tips. And he's doing a little highlighting of boxing tips, how to become a better boxer in different situations. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of his fights. We're going to talk about some of the people who were his toughest fights, what he's got upcoming in the near future. So we're going to kick in that, and we got some good. And then beginning of the year, January, the Conn Man, I'm ahead of schedule. Upcoming in January, we got Candida Rose. Unbelievable. Y'all got to check her out. She got a new album coming out. She's also a sports fanatic as well. We got her coming in. We're going to have Kermit Shop coming on as well. I got him scheduled to come on as well. We also got my man. This is a guy I've been trying to get. I've been telling Keith that I'm trying to get this guy. His name is Jimmy Myers. You guys got to look him up. Jimmy Myers, how can I put it? Jimmy Myers was one of the first to anchor, first African-American, black, whatever to anchor ESPN. He was one of the very first from back in the day. My man covers football, basketball, baseball, ping pong, Chinese checkers. My man has covered everything over the sun. So there was a connection, a guy named Claude Pritchard, who happened to, because I told him I was doing my show. I kind of, like to get different guests. And he hooked me up with a guy by the name of Jimmy Myers. And Jimmy Myers called, and I called him. And he was like, I really didn't think we were going to hit off that well. But he said, only got about 10 minutes. Man, we talked for almost 2 hours. My man, I claim that I'm the historian. Jimmy Myers is another one who's a historian. But see, he knows all these individuals personally. I know him from afar, from TV. But he's actually interviewed and covered these individuals. I'm going back to Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, you name, and all sports, baseball, football. And I sat down with him. And for 2 hours, we had the most unbelievable conversation ever. And I think he might be, of all the guests I've had thus far, I think he might be the most entertaining because he covers. Matter of fact, I spoke to him last week, and he told me he's covering 5 sports right now out of New York. And what happened was, I do these things remotely from my crib, as you can see, and he doesn't have email. He doesn't have Messenger because he said when he had it, he was getting besieged with like thousands of them. So he chooses not to do it. So that makes things difficult for us to do the show, to have him come on the show. So what I did was, one of my good friends has a studio down here in New Bedford called Abstract. And I'm trying to get together with him so we can do it where he would come down from Boston, even though he's in New York. he would come down from Boston, come in the studio with me, and we could do the show. Hold on, matter of fact, here he is. Come on in, and we could do the show. So matter of fact, he's here right now. What's going on, Flip?
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, man?
All right, good. We'll get with Flip in a minute. So as I was saying, so he has a studio downtown that we're trying to hook that up so we can have him come down from Boston. And like I said, he is the epitome of historical perspective. So now my man Flip, he made it in the building. Hey, now that's what you call a trooper. Flip, before you got here, I was telling a little bit about yourself and about how you were recognized on Thanksgiving Eve, and that was great, and how you had the crowd's attention. And this is gonna be a first. He come to my crib. This is gonna be a first. So anyway, what I'd like to do is I'm gonna kick it over to my man Flip right now. And Flip, I just want you to go and talk about some of the things you said at the beginning, how you started, what you talked about, about your family growing up and stuff like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm gonna hook you up with my boy, Mr. Flip Rose. Flip, here you go, my brother. Mr. Right there, just put that if you want. How's that?
Hello, good evening, everybody. How's it going? First of all, I want to talk about my little childhood when I was younger. I used to hang in Bay Village, down Monty's, play ball, get into all kind of stuff, which wasn't good. I started getting into drinking, smoking weed, doing other mind-altering substances that got me in a lot of trouble. Incarcerated for many, many years. But since 2016, I ain't did nothing. Drinking, drugging, nothing. But what I do, I go to a lot of meetings most every single day because that's what I needed to get me right. In the beginning, when I first went to them halls, they were talking all this God stuff. I didn't believe in it at the time. They was talking about they haven't drank or drugged in 25, 30 years. I thought they was lying. I thought it was a cult. How can you stop drinking for 20, 30 years and still have a good time? And they kept telling me to keep coming. So I kept coming. I'm still here. I do a lot for people of addiction, alcoholism, homelessness. And it's sad how people are dying every single day from addiction and alcoholism. And I just thank God that I'm living today to talk about it. Because I don't need to die. So what I do, I go out there and help people. As people was helping me, and I was going through my struggles. And they're telling me, stop doing what you're doing. I tell them I'm all right. I'm not all right. I thought everybody was picking on me. But they was giving me that tough love, but I didn't realize it because I didn't want to listen. It was my will. But today I believe in my God, who's keeping me grounded through this whole process. That I can have a good time without drinking or drugging. I can talk mess to Mike about the sports, about the Celtics getting beat up by my
We'll talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that later. We'll get into that later.
You don't want to hear that. That's my man, though. But the recognition was beautiful, man. And I don't have to worry about the police looking for me no more, putting handcuffs on me. Now they're waving at me now, like they know me. But it's a beautiful thing to be clean and sober, because I'm not existing no more. I'm living. And if I can teach a young adult or anybody that needs my help, they can have my help. All I can do is get my number, give me a call. If I can be of service, I will be of service. Need to get in detoxes, halfway houses, sober houses. I can help them out. I got a lot of resources I can help people with. Because it's a struggle out there. You see it every single day. You drive through downtown, you drive through the city. It's sad. And the sad thing is a lot of the ones that's left are the ones that are still suffering. They just don't get it. But I know where they're at because I was there. I don't want to listen to nobody. But today I always get an ear open because I don't forget where I come from. Because that addiction out there, them drugs and alcohol are killing people. They got the fentanyl, they got the xylazine. That's even worse than fentanyl. You touch that with your hands and you can OD. I don't want to see, especially in my community, my people just dying and they got a disease, they're sick. They just need help like I did. I always ask for help. I always ask God to guide me through the course of the day to keep me safe from a drink or a drug every single day. And I thank Him at night. I get on my knees and thank Him at night. I'm not out there trying to hurt nobody. If I can't help them, I'm going to hurt them. That's who I am. Michael knew me my whole life, and he knows I used to get a lot of trouble. And they used to be on me when I was younger. I don't want to listen to them. I want to be like them, the older guys that can control it, have a drink and go home. I can't just have one or nothing, because I'll get caught up and I'll be gone again. The could-ups, the would-ups, and should-ups.
How long was you incarcerated?
Altogether?
Altogether.
27 years. 27 years of my life behind bars. What I accomplished out of that was nothing. Every time I came home, it was always like, oh, flips home, it's time to party. And parties end up getting into trouble and going back. So I was tired of that, man. I'm getting too old. I'm older, not old. I'm not claiming it. But when I see Mike and all the OGs, my big brothers, I'm happy. I know if they can stay the way they are, I can do the same thing. We played ball when we was younger. I wasn't good as them, but we played to have fun. Now I have fun in my recovery because it keeps me right. I go to a lot of play. I go to High Points, Watsy, South Dartmouth, and speak about addiction and alcoholism the best of my ability. I got a lot of blessings and miracles through this process here with family. My family, we're all together. We all love one another. We don't argue no more. Don't have to worry about me coming over there, starting all kind of trouble because I'm drinking. I'm welcome everywhere today because it's the way to live happy. So I'm having fun. But any of your people out there listening, if you need somebody that needs any help, just let Michael know. Michael will get with me. I'll be glad to meet with them, even just to talk to them, put a smile on their face, give them a hug, tell them it's going to be all right.
Now, Flip, when I got to pick my thing in here, when you're dealing with like the youth, because we have a lot of people who are on the network, they have young kids. Some of them coach their kids, or they go into stuff like that. What would you do, or what would you say to some young individual who, how we were when we were 15, 14, 13. Yeah. You couldn't tell us nothing.
Nope.
What would you be able to do, you think, that maybe that could make an imprint that maybe they'll sink in? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they think they know everything. We know that.
What I would talk to them first, see where they're at. You know what I mean? I said, whatever I'm talking to you about, I've been there. If you smoke weed, I've been there. If you drink, I've been there. And I'll be a big brother to them, or to a big brother to a man or a woman. And if they want to get into the boys' club, the Y, we'll get them into there, keep their mind occupied instead of hanging around the same people. They get caught up with all the time. People, places, things I had to get rid of. It was tough. I had to sacrifice. If I want to be successful in my life and stay out of trouble, I had to leave people, places, and things to do and accomplish what I have today. My father, my sister, my brother, it was tough on me. I used to get mad at them, used to pick on me, or I'd say pick on me, but get on me. But now I know it was tough love because they didn't want me to go through the stuff I was going through. And I didn't need to because I had a beautiful family. My father was a good father. My mother was a good mother. She passed in 1977. My father passed 3 years ago. And my father was really my hero because he was tough on me. You know what I mean? About my sister and my brother, I love them to death. My brothers Kevin and my sister Tracy. I love my family dearly. There's nothing more precious than having your family in your life. And after 10 years, my kid's back in my life. Fighting for him. And he's back in my life. My daughter in California, she's 37. She's back in my life. It's a trip how this process works. Miracles happen. My blessings, I get blessings every single day when I wake up. That's a blessing. I can breathe. I go out there, go to my meetings. I get prepared for my meetings. Go there and share my experience, strength, and hope with people. And I give my number out to people that need help. Or if they don't need help, they know somebody that needs help, somebody to talk to. If you talk to somebody, that makes them feel better. It makes them forget what they was thinking about before you talk to them. So it's only a feeling that passes anyway. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. One day at a time. That's how it's done.
Um, what I'd like you to do, Flip, is because you didn't mention someone in your family who was like one of the kingpins of sports in the area, and also uh, talking about kids and the youth. Why don't you give the people a little bit of knowledge about you know who?
Oh, my grandfather, Ben Rose.
There we go.
Senior.
There we go. Listen to this, y'all.
I'm really Ben Rose the third. I'm the oldest grandson. He started out when I was young. We used to have Camp Otis Air Force Base. Go there during the week, come back on the weekends, go back Monday. And we had Model Cities. It was a place that the youth can go, play basketball, play pool, and have fun with the community. Everybody getting along. But he passed in '73, so I was like 11 years old at the time. I really don't know all the knowledge about him, but I know I went to his camp and I played for the Model Cities basketball team that he made, and it was a beautiful thing. I know if he was alive now, shoot, I'll probably be in the cane right now because he'd be on me. I heard he was a tough man. Ben Rose was a real giant. They call him the gentle giant. And we all went to his camp, Otis Air Force Base. Mike remembers that. It was fun. We don't have that today. We gotta people like myself and other people, we gotta get these youth together and have a nice long talk with the ones we think that's misbehaving. Or if they're smoking a little weed, it progresses to drinking. Drink progresses to cocaine. Cocaine progresses to crack. Crack progresses to heroin. And next thing you know, they may not even make it. They might die if they're lucky. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not going to go out there and drink and drug no more, because if I do, I might not make it back this time. And I got too many people out there that needs me in their presence to talk to. So I'm willing to talk. I'm always talking to people every single day. I'm at Packer all the time. That's a beautiful place to get help from. I go to my meetings in 2195 Cushion Avenue. I'm there all the time, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. I go to South Dartmouth every Friday. I'm at Watsy every single Wednesday speaking to the woman up in there. And I can't change the world, but if I say one, I did my job. That's what I did. I did my job, and I feel happy when I walk in there, and I feel better when I walk out. Because I know I got somebody's attention in there. And it's funny because a lot of the people that we speak to in these commitments I go to around this area, a lot of the men and women go to my meetings at 12 o'clock. And that shows me that they was listening and need help. When you walk through that door, don't worry about what you look like, how you came in there, because we already know why you're there, because you need help. Don't worry about your clothes. Don't worry about what you got on. We get all that for you. You know what I mean? It's one happy family in my groups. It's a beautiful thing. But if you need my number, contact Mike, Conn Man, and he'll give it to you. If you want me to talk to somebody, I will.
There you go. Right now, my boy, my man Flip Rose, man, we doing the damn thing. And, I thought it was important to have him come on the show again because, there's a lot more important things than just basketball and sports. And I felt that he had a lot to offer. And like I said, when he gave that speech at the New Bedford Boys and Girls Club on Thanksgiving Eve, I mean, it was really was like a testimony. And there was the place was pretty much packed, and they all, they had a good time. They understood where he came from. And one thing about Flip, as you know, he don't pull no punches. He tells it just like it is. And that's kind of why I wanted him on the show as well, because he has a lot to offer. And let me tell y'all something. If he can be who he is now after what he's been through and what he's experienced, there's hope for anyone, and that's kind of why I wanted him on the show, to to give that hope and support for those who may be facing addictions or depression or whatever it is, whatever it might be, mental health, whatever. And this man not only does that, he does food drives, clothing drives. He's doing something. Every time I see him, he's doing something. He going here, he going there, he's doing something. And I think that's very important that he does that as well. And that's why I kind of wanted him on the show. And that's my guy right there. We go back a long way. Um, and I've known him for so long, and I know how he used to be, and he was not nice. I'm gonna keep it real. He was not nice, but you can tell that obviously he has found the Lord, and his faith is really strong, and he's doing everything that's beneficial to not only to him and his family, but to the community. It's about giving back because we done lost so many people, and we try to keep as many people as we can around, and whether it be through ministry or through religion or through sports or through gotta have hope, man. Because I've been around the block too. You know what I'm saying? So but the thing is that you gotta have faith and believe in yourself, and sometimes you gotta be true to yourself, and I think that goes a long way as well. But again, flips a couple of towns over, but he still made the journey to come over here because he wanted to be on the show because he had felt it was important for him to come on, and I appreciate that. He's at my crib right now, and we're gonna kick it in a little while. Then we're gonna talk about some NBA. Unfortunately, we're gonna talk some because this is a sports show. I don't want it to be all doldrums and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So we're gonna kick it in a little bit about that. Matter of fact, we got some games we're gonna be watching once this show is over, and we got some other things to do. But again, I wanted to let you know again, we got Flip tonight. Tomorrow night we got Jefferson Morales, semi-pro boxer who's gonna be doing his thing, and then next week we got Stephen Cooper from from former linebacker from the San Diego Chargers. That boy's off the hook. We're gonna have him on, and then next Friday we get Drew Dwelly, another professional boxer. He's out this way, but he's living out in Florida right now. He's boxing out of Florida. And then the following week we got Candida Rose. So we're doing some things around here, and as you can tell, I like to get the local flavor on as well because thanks to Key giving me the platform to do what I do, it just makes me feel good that I can get people on to spread their story, their word. And this show does go around, so people get to see. Plus, I'm always posting stuff, so people get to see what's going on. And I'm proud. I'm proud of my community. I'm proud of my people, and I'm going to continue to do the damn thing like I always do. But unfortunately now, and I'm not happy about this one. Oh, we gotta do some NBA. All right. Well, I'm gonna give him the phone while I set up. Flip, go ahead, talk about your Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, he didn't want to hear about my Golden State Warriors. He didn't think it was going to beat the Celtics the other day. He don't like to hear that. We an old team too. We beat the young Bucks. But yeah, he's getting on this NBA thing in a minute. Got the G League's on, I think.
Yeah.
But I hope that somebody got something out of me speaking. If I could be of some help. Matter of fact, my number is 508-863-0031. Call anytime. I don't care. It's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Anybody needs help, you just call me. I'll be there. I got a car, so I'll drive to wherever you're at. All right? All right, here's Mike.
Again, Flip, thank you. Now for y'all right now, since we're gonna kick it to the NBA, I want to ask you, Flip, some things that you might be interested in. Maybe kick it right here. Maybe we can do it like this. Well, maybe. Well, I'll get you. I'll do it. We'll do it. Anyway, a couple of things that have transpired in the NBA. I want your take on. My cousin. Matter of fact, you know where I'm going with this. My cousin, Draymond Green.
That's my boy.
I know that's your boy. I want to discuss what's your take on the fact that he got suspended and indefinitely, and what do you think? We all know what transpired, why he ended up getting suspended. What's your take on that situation since you're a Warriors fan?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think he did that deliberately.
Okay.
I think that was a mistake that he did. Was turning around and hit him. I think he'll flop a little bit. But far as being suspended indefinitely, nah, I don't think so. Give him about 10, 12 games, 15 games. That's all. So I hope he learned his lesson this time because that boy's crazy, man. He needs some help. He needs some mental health, bad, some counseling, something. But that's my boy. I love Draymond Green. You know, he's a tough man. He's tough, real tough.
No thing about Draymond, like as we know, most teams back in. We're getting back again. And when you go live stream, things like this happen. But we're used to it by now. But getting back to Draymond Green, every team, every NBA team, as you know, most of the teams that win, they have that dog. They have that dog, and there's always someone that's the rough rider. Like the Detroit Pistons, we all know about how many guys they had. You go with the Portland Trailblazers when they had Walton and all them guys. They had Maurice Lucas. You name almost every team, they have that dog. And for Golden State, Draymond's been that dog. I mean, the guy's only 6'5". The guy plays all five positions. He's brilliant in his knowledge of the game. Very smart. But again, he's that dog. He's that dog. I mean, he's getting a lot of heat. He just signed a new contract. So I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully he gets the help that he gets. I hope that he, comes back because right now they kind of need him. Right now they're sitting at 13-14. They have a winning 3-game winning streak. They're 5-5 the last 10 games. Their schedule's coming up pretty good as well. I tell you what, they put it to the Celtics the other night. That was a great game.
17.
And then they're talking about Klay Thompson. I still think he got some left. What do you think?
I got a couple of years.
I think he's gonna be.
That injury, man. It's slowed you down a lot. That injury, man.
Yeah. Not only then when he came back, he got hurt again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a tough one right there. Now, since I got you here, what about we get Golden State. Okay.
I don't like Chris Paul.
Why don't you like Chris Paul?
Too old, man.
Well, he's older than me. Almost.
He's not the facilitator. Yeah. He's not the facilitator he used to be.
Yeah.
He's too slow.
I don't think he's the right fit for that team.
Nah.
Not for that team, because they like to run. They like to.
He needs to go to Lakers or something. That's what he needs.
Yeah, he needs a team
like that, slow.
Exactly, who has more of a half-court offense. The Golden State, they're about pick and roll, flip-flop. They're always moving. Steph is always on the move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you're right. I don't like the move. Him going there, but
somebody like Phoenix is good for him.
That would be good. That would be good as well. Now we had one guy who was out for 25 games.
Morant.
And what do you think about his return?
Man, he did his thing. Shoot. He brought it to him.
He's unbelievable.
That kid got hang time.
That kid, he
go to the hoop. He ain't scared.
He's
Iverson.
I was just going to say he's like Iverson, man. Yeah. But he just you come back after 25 games, came off, had a rough first half, and then second half went berserk. Got 27. Game when they know the ball's going to him, and he still did a spin move, went to the middle of the cup.
How big you are.
He don't care. He don't care. He's just a phenomenal player. He's just a phenomenal player.
Keep some guns out of his hand.
That's hopefully with Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose on the team to give him some guidance. So hopefully he won't go and delve into that arena again. Yep. And plus he's losing out a lot of money, and he's still got another chance to make that big bank. You know what I mean? Which he will. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be absolutely fine. Any topics you want to talk about in the NBA? Anything you want to talk about in the NBA?
That's it. My Warriors, baby. That's my team. I don't know they're playing tonight. I don't watch that.
You lived out in Oakland?
Oakland, yeah.
Oh, okay. You lived out. No, I didn't see. Now that's something. I know he's out in Cali. I know he's out in Oakland.
LA for 2.
LA
Came
for
back home
2.
and went to Oakland. When I was incarcerated at 14.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the inconvenience here. We trying to do the right thing up in here. You know, it's the first time. I didn't know my boy Flip was gonna come all the way from. He's a couple of towns over, so usually I do this, solo with whoever my guest is on. But I got him in the crib, so we might as well. We're gonna do some trial and error. You know what I'm saying? So, a couple other topics I'd like to talk about, if you don't mind, Flip, is here in New Bedford. What do you think kind of attracts people to New Bedford? And do you think that New Bedford, the rap that it gets, is it well deserved?
Nah, we do. New Bedford's a wedding city, man. It's known all over the country. It's not even the town; it's the people in it. In the town that make it bad. They all they know us as the drug dealers,
Right.
to carry weapons,
Right.
gangs, and all that crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We got some beautiful people in New Bedford. Very, very prominent people in New Bedford, man. You have Manny Costa, Peter Brittle, Ben Rose. You had all these people that was doing for us as we was kids. And I don't know why I went the other way. But never too late, man.
No, it's not. And something again, I want to know. To be honest with you, I'll never know. As we know, we lost Mr. Peter Brittle.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into all that, but Peter I had Jeannie Costa on my show last week. I don't know if you guys tuned in,
Yes,
which was a great show, and she talked about the fact that Peter, she called him Junior, always told her the reason why he started doing the stuff down the park was because of Manny Costa. And then the same thing with your grandfather. I want to know who helped them or what gave them the idea to do what they do. Because something, when you put yourself out there, Flip, as you know right now, when you put yourself out there, you're susceptible for people talking all kind of smack about you, what you're doing, why you doing it, how come you're not doing it for this. When you got people who go out of their way to do something because from their heart, and you got people most of the people who sit back and do nothing but complain about those that are trying to do something.
I think it's because when they in their days, they didn't have money like other people used to have, right? To join these facilities, to get into sports camps and all that.
Yep.
So them individuals helped the youth coming up because they didn't want them going through the same thing.
Exactly.
So all these Camp Kennedys and all these other camps we used to have when we was younger,
yep,
people couldn't afford it. So my grandfather got his own camp. And it was for the community. You go for a whole week, tutoring, horseback riding, swimming. It was nice. You come Monday through Friday, go home Friday afternoon. You come back Monday and go back the whole summer, every single week.
Now, did you hear what he just said? Horseback riding. Ain't nobody go horseback riding in the hood.
Not now.
Not now. But I mean, back then, this is what the elders did for us, so we could see what the other side was like. You know what I mean? And it's a great thing. And I'm just so honored to have those people that were part of my life. And it's something that I carry with me to this day. And I obviously I'm going to keep doing this.
Everybody got together. All the parents was friends.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Family, cousins. And if you got out of line, your father will tell you. The other one, you see Flip doing something behind.
In a minute. And that is fact. That is fact.
Today they don't do that. The reason why these kids ain't got no fathers today is because they've been incarcerated or they passed away. So they got no role models no more.
Yep. And so what do they got to look up to? You know what I mean?
Drug dealers.
There you go.
Gangbangers.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
That's all they know.
And it's sad, man. But what I would like to talk about, because I know for a fact, like my producer, she's out in Philly. My other people, they're out in Indiana and North Carolina. So that's why I kind of trying to promote New Bedford in our local area and some of the things that we do. One thing I do want to talk about while we get a chance, we're going into 2024. And we have a thing we do every July 5th. Might not be on that particular day, but it's usually the first Saturday of July. Can you tell the people about what happens during this time of the month every single year?
We have the basketball tournament for the Cape Verdean Festival. It's a beautiful thing. People all over the country come there. We got food. We have clothing. The basketball tournament's off the hook. Boston.
Yeah, also that's correct. Again, we mentioned Peter Brittle. Peter Brittle was one of the originators of starting the tournaments at Monty Park, and I had the pleasure of working with him for 40 years doing the basketball shootouts. Ever since Peter became ill, a guy by the name of Brian Rudolph took over, and he's done a tremendous job. Matter of fact, he named the annual tournament in Peter Brittle's honor, and he has a money tournament, and the talent is off the hook. Tournament's usually the first weekend in July. It coincides with the Cape Verdean Independence Day parade, where we have like over 100,000 people watch the parade every year, and then they proceed to go down to Monty Park with the basketball tournaments, and then we have the establishments, the local drinking establishments or entertainment establishments. We got the Vets Hall. We used to have the bomb shelter. We got the band club. We used to have the YA. So the beach. We have a lot of good things. You know what I mean? And that's the one day. I know like Flip was talking about. He don't indulge in drinking, but that's the one day people can go up and down the street with a plastic beard, whatever it is, and the cops don't say nothing. That's the only day. But they let us have that. Let us have that day. And people, like Flip said, people come up from all over the world, all over the country to enjoy the weekend's festivities. You know what I mean? You get to see everybody you haven't seen, and everybody looks forward to the Cape Verdean weekend. Matter of fact, because it begins on that Monday. They have a lot of festivities that begin at City Hall. They do a lot of the educational part. They do a lot of the governmental stuff. They do the business thing. They got a lot of things going on. And of course, we got the great music. We got the great entertainment. And to be honest with you, man, I wish it was like that more often. It just seems like for that weekend, it's all kumbaya. Kumbaya, you know what I mean? And then right back to, I wish we could do more things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I believe, and it's something that I hope people who watch from New Bedford, because, well, Flip, you weren't around as much, but you were around. Yeah. I'm going to talk about the famous Monty Park Wall. Oh, yeah. When we was growing up, the wall it wasn't like people say it is now. We did our thing. We had a good time.
It was up till 3 in the morning.
Up there, but we had a good time. It was no problem. And we all knew each other. Music, we had family was family. It was cool, man. It was great, man. And I don't know. I just think New Bedford gets a bad rap. And as long as I get the platform to do that, I'm gonna try to promote it as much as I can. And we've got some great talent coming out here. The great group Chavaz. Right. You guys know about the great group Chavaz. They from here. We got another guy by the name of Dwayne DeRock Ramus, who's been on this show, by the way, twice already. He's been on twice. He's been on 2 of my other shows. He's doing some big things, working with the best rappers in the country, hanging out with Oprah Winfrey. So, we doing some things out here. And that's why I want to stress about the pubs. That's why I want to bring people like Flip. You know what I mean? Talk about the good, the hope that, just because you may be in a tough situation, doesn't mean you have to stay there. Doesn't mean you can't go and be something and do what you really want to do in life. Because then, life is tough. Don't get me. Life is tough, but you got to make your own decisions and realize with your decisions there are consequences. So hopefully you can learn from Flip and people like that who are out there doing, because they've been there. You know what I mean? People can talk. Those that haven't been there, they don't really know.
Book knowledge don't know.
Book knowledge don't. You don't know. You don't know what it's like to be in prison. These people think it's so cool. You go in prison, you see it's a whole different ballgame. Yeah. But I ain't gonna go into that. We ain't gonna be. But it ain't no joke. You think you're a tough guy. Go in prison, see how tough you are. But I don't want to go into all that. But again, we got about 10 minutes, Flip. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time to come from your crib back over here. That shows his dedication, because he really wanted to come in and spread his word, spread his message. You know what I mean? I got a big ass mouth, so I'm happy he's here to continue the show. And again, like I said, look forward to what we get coming up. We're gonna be doing some things. I'm looking forward to the new year. Hopefully, I get my act together with this computer stuff, so we can look a little bit more professional. Again, I want to thank Key Williams, my producer, because without her, this would not happen. You know what I mean? So I owe her a big thanks, and Crew McCain and the crew, Coach Dante and the whole crew at the Sports Wave Network. I'm having a ball. As you can see, I'm enjoying myself and looking forward to what's coming up in the new year. And again, I just want to thank you all. We got about a few more minutes remaining. And last week I was talking about 2 weeks ago. I was talking about some of the occurrences that I had. I talked to you about, Dr. J. I talked to you about a couple other ones. I'm gonna leave you with one. This one, and Flip don't even know about this one. Here we go. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this guy, but anyway, he got kind of a bad rap, and I kind of want to set the record straight. He played at Providence College. Matter of fact, he made the Final Four. He played with a guy by the name of Ernie DiGregorio. His name is Marvin Bonds. I know you guys you might be too young, but do me a favor, look him up. Marvin Bonds is from Providence Central. And the story about him, which is kind of strange, but anyway, Flip don't even know about this one. Marvin Bonds, nicest guy. Well, I didn't know him back then, but 6'9", so you can't miss him. Anyway, Marvin had a little problem with an individual, and Marvin hit him with a tire iron. And Marvin proceeded to go on the bus. Now, mind you, he's got a Providence Central jacket on that says Providence in the back, and he's 6'9". I think they could probably tell who it was that might have did it. So he got in trouble from the beginning. But then a guy by the name of Dave Garrett recruited him. He went to Providence College, and he had an outstanding career. I mean, he was unbelievable. Anyway, Marvin Bonds was drafted by the St. Louis Spirits of the ABA. Now here comes my historical background, so y'all know where I'm coming from. He played with a guy by the name. You guys might have heard of him, Moses Malone. Y'all know Moses Malone played in the ABA. M.O. Kai, you guys might be familiar with him with the Boston Celtics. You might have heard a guy named Maurice Lucas. These are the guys that he played with the St. Louis Spirits. Anyway, there was a guy by the name of Dr. J who played at that particular time with the Nets of the ABA. Well, this one particular game, would you believe this? That Marvin Bonds got 50 rebounds against Dr. J in a game. True story. Marvin Bonds, I don't have his stats with me. I can look them up right now, but we're short of time. I think he averaged close to like 25 points a game. And then he got into other activities and kind of, his life kind of went down by the wayside. He ended up playing a stint with Detroit Pistons. And while he was in Detroit, he ended up going out with a girl that Flip and I know. Well, I know he knows her brother very well, Stephen Ramos. His sister, Marvin Bonds, and her met in Detroit. Anyway, well, his sister came to New Bedford, and Marvin Bonds came to New Bedford, and I remember him being at this place called the Bomb Shelter. The Bomb Shelter, the ceilings might be a little bit more than 6 feet, maybe 6 feet, very small. So now you can't picture the 6'9" guy coming in there. But I remember going introducing myself, and we sat down for about 2 hours. Now I'm gonna tell you another story real quick before we gotta go. Flip knows this guy. The guy's name is Tony DePina. Tony DePina, great ball player, played with me in college. Tony DePina, well, he wore number 24. If you look back, Marvin Bonds wore 24. That was Tony's idol. Now, when Tony finds out Marvin Bonds is in New Bedford, freaks out. Now that's the good part. Now, like I told you, Marvin Bonds played all over. You look his name, look his number again. Marvin Bonds. Look his numbers up. Unbelievable. So Marvin decides 2 things, and then we gotta go. 2 things he did. And then I'll go in the future. Marvin Bonds, number 1, he plays. People ask him, he wants to play in a tournament in Taunton. He gets the New Bedford contingent. They go play in Taunton. Flip don't even know. They go play in Taunton. Halftime, 5-0 police. They come in, click, click, they arrest them. Really? True story. Click, they arrest them. Pop 1. Another time. Now, we used to play Friday nights at the Boys and Girls Club. And I'm not trying to knock him. I'm just trying to tell you things that can happen. We're at the Boys Club. Again, Tony DePina is playing against his idol. Can you picture that? Think about it. So Marlon plays, we're playing with us. Of course, he's not the same as he was before. He's older now. He's out of the NBA. He's not as good. But because he indulged in a couple of things, I ain't gonna say nothing. He goes in the corner and throws up. Right at the Boys and Girls Club. Throws up, head down, throws up. That was kind of a sad moment. And I didn't really see him for a while. And then we all went to this concert in Providence. We went and saw the Whispers and the OJs. And we're walking. I'm here with my boy Sonny. We're all here. We're all there with Faith. We're all there. And we're walking down the stairs. And all of a sudden I see him. I said, wow. And he still remembered me, of course. And he looked great. So, I mean, he did well with him. Unfortunately, he passed away maybe about 5-6 years ago. And that was a sad moment. But, every now and then I like to bring up a little bit of the past, because I claim I'm a historian, but I really not. Like I said, when Sam Jones came on my show, it was a wrap. That was phenomenal, man. I keep talking about that because that was crazy. The stuff they went through, man.
Yeah.
You had Bill Russell and
Boston.
it was crazy. That's why I don't like Boston. So now people know that's why.
I don't like it either.
And especially after hearing what they had to go through. I know it's 2023, but it's just what they went through. How could you go win a championship, come home, and find your house on fire? Bill Russell. Yeah. Or when they put a cross in front of your lawn. Yeah. Or when they throw feces on your wall on your house.
And the front office says that Bill Russell and the challenged enough to run a team from the front office.
It was bad. It was. That's why I just don't. I know it's 2023. I need to get over it. But it's funny how Bill Russell, it took him so long to get a statue. He got a statue after Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Figure that. Yep. He won 11 championships. 11. Couldn't get a statue.
Yep.
So needless to say, we're running out of time. Flip, again, I want to thank you for coming on my show. Is there anything else you want to add on? Anything you want to say? Flip, how can people get in touch with you? I already gave your number.
508-863-0031. My name is Flip. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God bless you and your families. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Thank you.
And Flip, what I usually do too, by the way, is I can get my handsome self here, which I ain't too handsome. But Flip, what I like to do, Flip, they know I'm crazy. They know I'm not. Flip, what I usually do when I have a guest on, I like, hey, look, because you know me, I'm gonna post this. It's gonna be posted to all the local people. Anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anybody you want to give,
family, friends.
Anybody?
My home group, my boy Mike G, my best friend in recovery, my family, and everybody else in New Bedford. God bless. Stay safe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here. Again, a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll be back and better than ever tomorrow night. As my guest will be Justin Morales, a semi-pro boxer. He's from the area, and he's an up-and-coming boxer. And we're gonna delve into his journey, his grind, and what his future ambitions are. And again, next Thursday, Stephen Cooper, former great linebacker from the San Diego Chargers, and Friday, professional boxer Drew Drelly. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully, bear with our little technical issues, but we're gonna iron them out. Again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Time on the Sports Wave Network, on my show, Sports Corner with the Conn Man. Thank you all. God bless. Stay safe. Peace out.